Arsenal fans, the summer transfer window just got real. Andrea Berta and Mikel Arteta have identified Victor Gyökeres as the main target, but also Benjamin Sesko is in the wings. Now, in the show today, we're going to be looking at the tactical strength, what they bring as an overall play, and who is going to be the one that actually is going to benefit Mikel Arteta and Arsenal winning a Premier League and a Champions League at long last. So, sit back, relax, get ready, because the show is about to kick off. Road to 100,000 subscribers is on its way. Let's get into this show and make sure you watch the entire show to get the most out of this view. Okay, let's go. So, Victor Gyökeres is Arsenal's top target here. So, I've made a comprehensive list here, and I need to go through it this way. Normally, I just talk to you guys, but this just has to be done. There's so much to get into. So, let's start with the man of the moment, Victor Gyökeres, the Swedish striker. 26 years old. He's going to be 27 in June, believe it or not. So next month he turns 27. In the Portuguese league, okay, this is just Portuguese stats. 33 appearances, 39 goals, 7 assists. What he brings to Arsenal is this: elite pressing ability, strong link-up and hold-up play, can play off the last defender or drop deep, proven leadership and work rate. Proven leadership, that's what Arsenal need up front. A pure leader up front, not potential, leadership. Arteta wants someone ready to lead the line today, not in 2 seasons. That's my opinion. That's what he needs. But Mikel Arteta may have a different view, hence why the Benjamin Sesko links are there. That's why Gyökeres is absolute priority. He is. Now, when you think of Benjamin Sesko as well, he's a good player. He's 21 years old. He's 22 next year, May. He doesn't score as many goals as Victor Gyökeres, but then again, who does? Not even Erling Haaland does. But what's going to surprise you about Victor Gyökeres is what he's able to do. And there's one fault that Arsenal struggle with year after year after year, game after game after game, when teams come to the Emirates. You know what it is. Say it. Say it. That's right. Low blocks. Victor Gyökeres can play against a low block. Benjamin Sesko, can he? That's what we're going to be getting to in a moment. Okay, let's move on. But what is the needs for Arsenal? So last season, Arsenal were electric, but lacked a true 25-goal striker. They had Jesus, they had Kai Havertz, but that still was not enough. It still wasn't enough. And we know that. Bringing in Kai Havertz in as the emergency striker to deputise Jesus after he went down, that, it kind of helped Arsenal, but it didn't get them over the line. And this is what Arsenal fans and everyone else in the media have been calling for, is a goal-getter. With Gyökeres, Arsenal could easily gain 25 Premier League goals. Saka and Martinelli get more space. Odegaard gets a target for his passes and allows tactical flexibility in a 4-3-3 or a 4-4-2. Projected output: Gyökeres 23 goals, 7 assists. Saka plus 5 goals of what he normally gets, which is between 10 to 12 goals, but he'll get another 5 in that. Odegaard an extra 6 assists, which is what we need now. His output this season, I think, is only 2 assists. If he can average at least 10, then he's going to get 16 easily feeding this beast that is Gyökeres. Martinelli, he will get 15 GAs in total. Martinelli 2 seasons ago was the nuts. Martinelli last season, he was good. Martinelli this season, not so good. This just isn't a signing, it's a system upgrade. Those are the notes I've come up with. That's what I'm trying to say. When you have a Victor Gyökeres, it is a system upgrade. He's not the most flamboyant. He's not an Alexander Isak, where he's going to be taking the ball and, doing the silky runs here and there, making it look good, doing a back kill here and there. No, he's an old-fashioned brute, which is what Arsenal need. An old-fashioned veteran ram brute. And Alan Shearer, that may make any sense to you guys. You may turn around and say, no, we want a Thierry Henry. We want that. But with Thierry Henry, just remember, we didn't win multiple Champions League. We never won one. We never won multiple Premier Leagues, even when Thierry Henry was there. Sometimes you have to go against the grain and go with something that's proven, like an Alan Shearer, who can fire you the goals. But the way that Arsenal play is going to fire Arsenal to the next level. So, well, let's talk about Benjamin Sesko. Let's talk about Benjamin Sesko because I do have the highs for him as well. Now, Benjamin Sesko, the Slovenian starter from RB Leipzig, he's got fans, scouts across Europe buzzing. Now, we're going to talk about last season, not about this season. So last season, why this season? It's all right, but it's not great. Last season, 18 goals, 2 assists. He's 21, 6'5", elite physical tools. Dangerous in transitions, huge potential to be a top striker. Great aerial presence. Something that's better than Gyökeres. Now, I've spoken about that loads of times. Gyökeres is not the greatest in the year. I don't think even this season he scored a headed goal. But Benjamin Sesko is great in the air. Physically, he's strong. He's 21. Like I said, he's going to be 22 next year. He has everything in his locker to be a world beater. Believe me when I say this to you. Benjamin Sesko is no scrub. He's no scrub. He's just not yet a physical goal-scoring Terminator machine. That is Victor Gyökeres right now. So we just have to ask ourselves, what do Arsenal need? I'm going to get to that soon. But he struggles in tighter games against low blocks. Now, again, this is me just being honest. This is the games I've looked at, the scouts that I've done. And when I've seen it with Benjamin Sesko, he does struggle against the low blocks. And where Victor Gyökeres doesn't struggle against the low blocks. And what Arsenal need is to win games in the low blocks when we face those teams, which Arsenal face constantly. Sesko might be world class in 2 to 3 years. Again, I'm saying it again. But Arsenal can't afford to wait. And it's true. We cannot afford to wait. We cannot afford to wait another 2 to 3 years for this guy to pop. Back then, Saka's 27. You know, Saliba's 20, 25, 27. And he's thinking, nah, it's time to go, man. Yeah, it's good that Sesko's here, but I need to win some trophies. Real Madrid is calling me. I need to go. Martin Odegaard would be Martin Odegaard. Be like, yeah, it's cool, man. I'm here. Others, yeah, you know, I'm not 29. Yeah, I may kick rocks now. About that time. My point is this. Arsenal need to win now. It may not be the most flamboyant striker, Gyökeres, but he knows where the back of the net. He's at a good age right now, 26 going on to 27. But there could be more. There could be actually a twist in this. Okay. So the Champions League ambitions. So let's zoom out a bit. Arsenal aren't building just for the Premier League. They want to dominate in Europe as well. Why Gyökeres helps in Europe? Proven in high-stake games, better decision-making under pressure. And that's the thing. With Benjamin Sesko being 22, he still doesn't have, or 21, he doesn't have that bunch of experience yet. Gyökeres has it. He has it in abundance. This is why Andrea Berta is desperate for him. He has, oh my gosh, he has the presence. He knows what it takes. He's played in the Champions League. He played in the Champions League this year. He scored buckets of goals. Benjamin Sesko didn't. We'll give Arsenal a striker who can physically match the likes of a Bayern, of Real Madrid, and Inter. This is a Champions League caliber forward. That's huge. But the risk factor. There's always a risk. There's always a pro. There's always a risk. Again, I'm being fair to both strikers. When I've done my analysis here, I had to be fair. I can't just be like, oh, Gyökeres, and Gyökeres, and there's nothing about him that's not going to be faulty. There's faults. Here we go. Now, it's not a cheap option. We know he's got a release clause of about 100 million euros. But now we can leave on a gentleman's agreement between like a 60 to 70 million euros, but with add-ons on top of it again to maybe push it closer to that 100 million release clause. And yet he has not been proven in the Premier League. Yes, he played for commentary. Yes, he scored some goals while he was there. Nothing prolific like he does in Portugal. But again, these are the caveats. Pressure to deliver instantly could limit playing time for a Kai Havertz. Now you'll be thinking, why is that a con? Well, it's going to be a con because Mikel Arteta is going to be under pressure to get Havertz some minutes. Now, then again, Havertz can still deputise for the likes of a Martin Odegaard, or he could go out wide on the right again for a Saka as well. So this actually, is it really a con? It is in the sense of Havertz is not going to be the main guy up front, and you guys will be saying, hallelujah. But that's a con. Might delay the midfield defensive reinforcements. Now, again, this is the thing. So there's a story that's come out as well, which I'm going to get into soon in another show about Rodrigo. If Arsenal had to decide between getting other specialist players in, if they're going to fork out the amount of money it's going to take to get Victor Gyökeres, and also on the wages side of things, that could delay better reinforcements. Martin Zubimendi's coming in, that fee's already agreed. They've got that money set aside. There's no problem there. It's just when you get Gyökeres, who else do you pair him with? Is it a Nico Williams, who could be on his way to Real Madrid? Should Real Madrid catch in on an Rodrigo? And I think that deal there makes sense for all parties concerned. We need an elite winger. Rodrigo is that player. And I've got a great show lined up, pretty much like I've done today, to kind of bring you everything is going to come full circle. So if you're still watching now, what are your thoughts on what I've said? What would you rather have? Would you rather have a Benjamin Šeško or Victor Gyökeres? From what I've given you, just a nice brief snapshot, where do you see this going? Who would you like to see coming in? I need your comments below. I need to get talking to you because that's the most important part. It's great doing a show, but without talking to you, this show is nothing. I need your comments. I need your like, and I need you to subscribe. Road to 100,000 is on. I'm tying out head for TK24 Sports, and I'm out of here.